Hello, everybody. My name is Colin Smith. I'm VP Exploration with ValOre Metals Corp. Just going to take you through a quick summary video today covering a recent news release on our drilling at the Dipole target at our 100% owned Anglilac uranium project in the Nunavut territory. So let's get right into it and I'll share my screen. Here we go. Okay, so where is Dipole? Now, I'll direct your attention to the top right inset map here. The location of the LAC 50 trend is denoted by the 5 black stars there, denoting the 5 zones in the resource. The resource is a little over 43 million pounds at a grade of 0.69% U3O8, making it actually the highest grade uranium resource of scale outside of the Athabasca Basin in Saskatchewan, and one of the highest grade uranium resources on a global basis. So Dipole is situated about 27 kilometers on the opposing side of the Anjikuni subbasin, which is this tan region here. And this is a target that ValOre drilled last in 2015 with 9 core holes, and all 9 of those core holes intercepted multiple zones of near surface uranium mineralization. So we're talking between 10 to 115 vertical depth meters below surface. So we're not drilling through 300 or 400 or 500 meters of basinal cover to get to these targets. These things are really traced to surface. That's important for a number of reasons. First and foremost, they are very well identified, at least the structures are, by ground geophysics, in particular ground VLFEM. And so what you're looking at on the left-hand side here, same piece of ground, just with different data sets, the top being the ground VLFEM. Now, once that conductor is identified, we run soils over it. So that's what you're seeing here. This is the contoured soil data. As you can see, the warmer the color, the higher the response of the uranium in soils. And interestingly enough, on the margin of this grid, you can see there's some pretty significant anomalies that are totally wide open. So certainly this year we'll be stepping out from these in soil survey areas and expanding upon the soil coverage. But further to that, what we're doing right now is actually drilling this target with the RC drill. And so what you're looking at on the right-hand side, this is a zoom in of the results of the 2015 drilling. So 9 core holes drilled from 4 pads. Highlight hole, as you can see here, is DP009, which is the northeastern most of the 9. Hit a very high grade interval of 2.34% over 1.3 meters, and that was within a much broader zone. And this thing is, of course, wide open along strike in both directions, the northeast and the southwest, and it's fully open at depth. I mean, this thing has only been drilled down to a little past 100 meters in depth. Vertical, so there's tons of room to grow. And one of the reasons why we really like this target is the scalability potential. When you look in comparison to the conductors that host the LAC 50 trend, and then you look at the one that Dipole's sitting on, it gets you pretty excited. And we'll see that in a couple slides here. So a lot going on in this slide, but this is a quick summary of the results to date in our 2022 RC drilling program. And so the map that you're seeing here, the white and black dots, those are the 2015 core holes, and then the red crosses are the holes from this year, the RC holes, which we've either drilled already or will be drilling in the coming weeks. So the holes focused on in this release will be from these 3 pads here. And 2 or 3 holes from each of the pads. Sort of the first hole being a -45, and then follow up with a hole that's either 10 or 15 degrees steeper, fairly steep structures. So that's why we drilled the -45 first to have a good hit across it. And as you can see, in the case of Anglilac, anything over sort of 350 to 400 counts per second, which is measured to the scintillometer to detect naturally occurring radiation, that's considered anomalous, and that is fully sampled. You can see each one of the holes from this year so far, of the 7 holes, each one of them has hit multiple zones, just like the drilling in 2015 of these stacked intervals of, in this case, anomalous radiation. The assays are still pending, but when you're seeing these kind of counts, we certainly like our chances to have some pretty high-grade hits. In fact, in DP005 here, we maxed out the scintillometer. It went off scale. It's over 65,000 counts per second. That's pretty hot stuff. So we expect to have some pretty exciting results come out of Dipole. There's going to be a lot of news flow coming out of Dipole in the coming weeks. And in particular, probably the next release we'll be focusing on is some of the geophysical coverage that we're expanding upon. And that gets us very excited when you look at Dipole in comparison to LAC 50. So the map we were just looking at is sort of within this black boxed area here. And in the top right, this is the LAC 50 trend. So these two maps are not exactly to scale, but you can look at the comparison in kilometers there by the arrow. So LAC 50 all in is about 7 kilometers in strike length. Now, within that, the conductors that actually host the 43 million pounds, there's probably a cumulative strike length of about 5 clicks. Now, the target at Dipole here that we're drilling off, we're testing about 1.5 kilometers with the RC drill, but when you zoom out and you look at the scale of the conductor that hosts that high-grade mineralization, this thing is pushing 9 kilometers in strike length. It's only tested at this point over about a strike length of 300 meters. So we sort of doubled the strike length that was drilled off in 2015. And as I said before, I mean, the soil grids have spectacular anomalies right on the margins. So we're going to look to expand upon that. This is a target that has the potential to really host a LAC 50 style deposit or bigger when you look at the scale of the conductor. And again, on the inset map, we're located 27 clicks around the opposite side of the Anshikuni Basin. And so really, it does showcase the fact that Angelac is a district scale target area. It's very, very rich with uranium. These structures are all over the place. And we're excited to be back there drilling it. So stay tuned. Lots of news flow to go. If anybody has any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I wish you a great day. Bye for now.